As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the quaint chapel, Jason Statham stood at the altar, anticipation coursing through him. He was not just any man. He was a formidable force, tough as nails and unwavering in his principles. His life had been shaped by battles fought in shadows, yet this day was meant for love. Beside him was his bride, a radiant woman whose laughter could light up the darkest corners of his world. Their connection ran deep, forged through shared dreams and unyielding support. With each passing moment, they exchanged fleeting glances filled with promises of devotion. The vows they were about to take seemed like a beacon of hope in an otherwise chaotic life. However, beneath the surface of this idyllic moment lay an unspoken tension, an awareness that danger lurked beyond the charm of their surroundings as they prepared to step into a new chapter together. Little did they know that fate had different plans, threatening to shatter their happiness in an instant. As the sun set, casting shadows over the city, a figure loomed in a dimly lit office high above the streets. Vladimir Rurick, the crime boss who ruled with an iron fist, known for his ruthless tactics and cunning manipulation. He was a master puppeteer, pulling the strings of his criminal empire with chilling precision. Rurick had earned a reputation for breaking those who defied him, and his cold demeanor sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened criminals. When he learned about Jason's upcoming wedding, his mind began to weave a sinister plot to him. Jason's bride was not just a woman. She was a pawn in a dangerous game he relished. With her captured, Rurick believed he could lure Jason into the depths of his underworld, forcing the hero to confront the very monsters he had always fought against as he plotted in the shadows. A wicked smile crept across his face. He was ready to unleash chaos and bend Jason to his will, unaware of the fierce storm that was about to erupt as the wedding festivities began to unfold. Laughter and joy filled the air, oblivious to the dark shadow creeping closer in a calculated move. Rurick's men executed their plan with precision, infiltrating the venue with stealth and ruthless intent. They moved like phantoms through the crowd, blending into the celebration while keeping their eyes fixed on one target: Jason's bride. At an instant, as she stepped away to greet a group of well-wishers, they pounced, snatching her from the periphery of joy and plunging her into an abyss of terror. Panic erupted as her desperate screams cut through the music, sending shockwaves of confusion among family and friends. Jason's heart raced as he fought through the crowd, his instincts screaming that something was terribly wrong. An overwhelming sense of despair gripped him as he realized she had vanished without a trace. In that moment, rage ignited within him, a fire fueled by love and desperation. The battle was no longer about a wedding. It was a fight for her life against a cold-hearted kingpin who had plunged them into chaos. Jason's heart hammered in his chest as he scanned the chaotic scene, disbelief morphing into a cold, hard resolve. He fought through a sea of confusion, his mind racing with thoughts of his bride's safety. The joyous music that had once filled the air now felt like a cruel mockery, drowning in the panic that enveloped him. Adrenaline surged as he pushed past stunned guests, his eyes burning with determination. There was no time to waste. Jason knew who was behind this. Rurick's name echoed in his mind like a siren's call to battle. He had faced many foes before, but this was different. This was personal. He could not allow the crime lord to strip away the love of his life and force her into a nightmare. With every ounce of strength fueling him, Jason began to strategize, recalling every contact and resource at his disposal, and no matter the cost, he would dismantle Rurick's empire piece by piece, until he found her and brought her back safely. The fight for their future had begun as Jason prepared for the fight ahead. He knew he couldn't take down Rurick alone. He reached out to his trusted allies, a diverse group of skilled fighters and tech-savvy operatives who shared his resolve. First was Mia, a former intelligence officer with unparalleled hacking skills, adept at gathering crucial information about Rurick's operations. Her calm demeanor and sharp mind made her an indispensable asset in navigating the digital labyrinth of the crime lord's empire. Next was Liam, a seasoned ex-military specialist whose expertise in hand-to-hand combat and tactical strategy would prove essential. His unwavering loyalty and fierce instincts had saved Jason more than once in the past, and this time would be no different. Rounding out the team was Ava, a streetwise informant with deep connections to the underworld, able to provide inside information on Rurick's whereabouts and movements. Together, they formed a formidable unit, each member bringing their unique skills to the table. As they strategized, Jason felt a renewed sense of hope. This battle would be fought as a team, and they would not rest until they freed his bride from Rurick's grasp. Under the cover of night, Jason and his team approached the crime syndicate stronghold, a dilapidated warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Equipped with intel from Mia, they executed their plan with surgical precision. Jason led the charge, slipping through shadows while Liam provided backup, expertly taking down guards with swift, calculated strikes that showcased his martial prowess. As they navigated deeper into the labyrinthine structure, Mia worked her technological magic, disabling security cameras and unlocking doors that stood between them and their target. The tension escalated as they encountered unexpected resistance. Armed henchmen flooded the corridors. With adrenaline pumping, Jason fought fiercely, blending stealthy tactics with raw power. He utilized his surroundings to gain the upper hand, disarming foes and launching them into equipment that rattled against the steel walls. Every punch thrown echoed their desperation and resolve. Each kick was a step closer to freeing Jason's bride. Amidst the chaos, their teamwork shone brightly as they held their ground against organized crime in a relentless battle to reclaim love and safety. As Jason and his team pressed deeper into the syndicate's lair, they encountered a series of confrontations with Rurick's henchmen that tested their mettle. The dimly lit corridors erupted into chaos as armed guards emerged from every corner, forcing Jason to adapt quickly. With each skirmish, he showcased his resourcefulness, using nearby objects as improvised weapons. A steel pipe here, a broken chair. Leg there. As he fought to gain the upper hand, Jason's grit shone through as he ducked and weaved between punches, disarming opponents with fluid precision. He relied on Liam's tactical support, who covered him from strategic vantage points, taking out threats with calculated shots while Mia provided real-time updates on their movements through her hacked surveillance feeds. Every clash not only highlighted Jason's physical prowess, but also his unyielding determination to reach his bride. With each defeated foe, he felt the weight of urgency pressing down on him. Time was running out, and he could not rest until he confronted Rurick and rescued her from the darkness that surrounded them. As Jason pressed on through the chaos, moments from his life with his bride flooded his mind, offering him strength amidst the turmoil. He recalled their first meeting in a bustling cafe, where her laughter had captivated him like a melody, and how they spent countless nights stargazing, sharing dreams of a future together. Each memory painted a vivid picture of their love, a bond built on trust, support, and shared aspirations. He remembered her gentle encouragement during his toughest battles, reminding him of the fighter he could be. With her by his side, he felt invincible, ready to conquer any challenge life threw their way. Yet now, that same love fueled an unbearable urgency. He couldn't imagine a future without her. These emotional flashbacks provided not just motivation but also deepened his resolve to save her from Rurick's clutches. It was no longer just about a physical rescue. It was about reclaiming the life and love they had envisioned together. As he fought through each obstacle, Jason vowed that he would stop at nothing to bring her back home. The air crackled with tension as Jason finally confronted Vladimir Rurick in the heart of the crime syndicate's lair. The room was dimly lit, filled with the remnants of chaos and destruction. But all that mattered to Jason was the man standing before him, the embodiment of his worst nightmare. Rurick's smug demeanor only fueled Jason's resolve. He wasn't just fighting for victory but for the love of his life. As they circled each other, Jason's mind raced with memories of laughter and dreams shared with his bride, igniting a fierce fire within him. The first punch was thrown, and they were locked in a brutal dance of fists and strategy. Jason utilized every tactical maneuver he had learned, weaving around Rurick's powerful blows, while retaliating with calculated strikes that showcased his relentless determination. Each clash resonated with personal stakes. This was not merely a fight. It was an emotional battle for everything he held dear. With each moment escalating in intensity, Jason pushed himself to the limit, channeling all his love and anguish into one final, decisive blow that would free his bride from the clutches of despair. As the dust settled from the fierce confrontation, Jason stood over Rurick's defeated form, his heart racing with a mix of adrenaline and relief. He hurried through the remnants of the lair, driven by one singular thought: his bride. With every step, Hope surged within him, igniting a fire that propelled him forward. Finally, he reached the room where she was held captive. The door swung open to reveal her, disheveled yet resilient, eyes wide with a blend of fear and hope as their gazes locked. Time seemed to freeze. In that moment, all the chaos melted away, leaving only their connection. "Jason!" she cried, rushing into his arms as he enveloped her in a fierce embrace. Tears streamed down her cheeks as they held each other tightly, both overwhelmed by the relief of their reunion. And that instant, they understood the depth of their bond. Love had triumphed over darkness as they emerged from the shadows of despair into the light of freedom. They knew their journey had just begun. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, stronger than ever in the aftermath of their harrowing experience. Jason and his bride found themselves transformed by the trials they had endured as they stood together, hand in hand. They reflected on the ordeal that had nearly torn them apart and the fierce love that had ultimately brought them back together. Gone were the days of taking each other for granted. They now understood the fragility of life and the strength found in their unwavering connection. Their journey had deepened their appreciation for one another, unveiling layers of resilience they hadn't known existed within themselves or each other. Jason realized that the fight for his bride was not just a battle against Rurick but also a testament to his commitment to protect and cherish her as they embraced, promising to support one another in every challenge ahead. They felt a renewed sense of purpose. Together, they would navigate the complexities of life, fortified by their shared experiences and an enduring bond that no darkness could diminish. The future stretched before them, rich with possibilities. Together, they were ready to face it all.